Okay everyone, so now we are learning that how to create abstract class and abstract method in a program. So first of all, we have taken a form. This is form 1. We change the text, that is Ankit Verma. So I have given my name. You can provide your name. Then we dragged and dropped one label. This is label 1. Then we change the text, that is abstract class. Then we dragged and dropped one button. This is button 1. And we change the text, that is click. Then we double click on this button and coding will open. So this is the code. Here we are having class form 1. So one class form 1 is created for the form 1 and this is public because it can be accessed outside. This is ending with the end class. As we clicked on the button, so one button code is also created. This area is of button code. Where we are having sub means no return type. Button underscore click, this is the name of procedure. Private because it is going to be the part of form only, that's why it is private. So two arguments are passed. This is 1 and this is 2, and this procedure is going to handle the button 1 dot click. So whenever we click on the button, at that time this code will open, and this is ending with the end sub. Above the coding of button, we have created a class. This is class A and it is ending with the end class. So this is one boundary of the class, and here we have used the public. Public stands for this class can be accessed outside. Then afterward we have created one more class. This is class B, and this is the boundary of the class. This is public. This can be also accessed outside, and it is ending with the end class. I am representing B here because this is the code of button. This is the code of class B, so I am mentioning C here. And above that we are having the class A, so I am mentioning C here. C stands for the classes and B stands for button coding. If we talk about the abstract class, we know that abstract classes are those classes whose object cannot be created, but they can be inherited by other classes. In those classes we use a special keyword which is called must inherit. So here in the class A, we are using this keyword which is must inherit. So now this class is becoming the abstract class. So I'm modifying it. It is the abstract class. And here in the class B, we can see that it is going to inherit the class A. That means this abstract class is inherited by the class B. Here we have used the must inherit keyword, and class B is going to inherit the class A. So this is the first point about the abstract class, that abstract class always have the must inherit keyword before that. Now afterward we are having the second property of abstract class, that abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. Right now I am assuming that both are the normal methods. So I am representing here M. M stands for the methods. So here we can see that here sub show means no return type, show is the name of method and the bracket is there. So whenever the name with the bracket, that means it is the procedure or the method. And here we have passed one argument which is by value x as integer. So one argument is passed here, and before that we have applied public. So it is accessed publicly. Also in the second method we can see that sub, that means no return type, then this bracket start bracket close, that means this is again a procedure or the method, and it is having the public. Public means it can be accessed outside. Now how to identify the method is abstract or non-abstract? We can see that in sub show method we are having a keyword which is must override. So whenever a method is having the keyword which is must override, that is the abstract method. So I am modifying here, this is the abstract method. And one more thing we should note down, in the abstract method there is no definition. So here you can see that there is no end sub or no implementation is provided. So nothing is afterward, only single line is available, and single line means it is the prototype or the signature. Their implementation is not provided. So this is called the abstract method. So whenever this must override keyword is used, that method is called abstract method, and when must inherit keyword is used, that is called the abstract class. Now, what is the non-abstract method? Any method whose definition is present. We can see that here sub-disp and ending with the end disp, and inside that we have given some kind of code. So this is the non-abstract method. Any other method who don't have the must override keyword, those methods which don't have this keyword are called the non-abstract method. The normal methods which we are declaring from very first day, they all are the non-abstract method. Afterward, we are going on the class B. In the class B also, we can see that there is one method declared which is show, that is sub show. Sub means no return type. Show is the method, and here we can see that one argument is passed by val x as integer. So one argument is passed. We can see that in class A, there is a method with must override. That means any class who is going to inherit the class A compulsorily have to override the method. Which method? This is the sub show. So sub show method will be overridden by all the derived classes. So this method is created in the derived class B also. How to find that it is the overriding method? Whenever we are having the same name of the procedure and same number, only one argument is passed, and the type of argument is also same, integer. So that is the overriding. So here same name, same number of parameter, same type of parameter. So this is the overriding. And here we are also mentioning overrides. That means whenever it will work, the above will not work. Overrides means only one can work at a time. So public, because it can be accessed outside, and is ending with the end sub. So this is one method which is declared, and this method is the overriding method. Now we are going to see that how this program will work. Whenever we click on the button, then the code of button will work. We know that the abstract class objects cannot be created. So here we have created the object of class B. Dim obj, this is a normal name, as new. Whenever we use this new keyword, this normal name is become the object. So this obj is now object of class B. So this class B is now having its object, which is obj. With the help of this obj, we can access all the members of class B. And we know that class B is already inheriting the class A. That's why all the members of class A already are the part of class B. So we can access class A also. In the next line, we are having obj.show. In the bracket, we are having 60,000. With this obj, we are going in the class B. And in the class B, we are having the method which is overriding the above method. That means above method was a prototype that is not going to work. Only the second method is working because it is overriding. Overriding means I am taking your position. I will work now. So the class B method is going to work. This 60,000 is passed here. So 60,000 is provided to the X variable. Then afterward, we are having message box. So one message box is displayed where we are having class B method. So class B method is shown. Then afterward, and concat with X. The value of X is 60,000. So one message box is displayed. Then afterward, the next line, obj.disp. We know that object is of class B. Here is the class B object, but class B can access all the members of class A also. So here, this display method can also be accessed using the class B object because class B is inheriting the class A. So here, this display method is called. Now here, message box. So one message box is displayed. Then class A method. So class A method is shown. So here we have learned that abstract class is the class which is having the keyword must inherit. And abstract method is the method which is having the keyword must override. And abstract method don't have any implementation. So that is all about the abstract class and abstract method.